Breaking news that happened yesterday while we were not live. Unfortunately, it happened afterwards. The Ravens fired coach John Harbaugh. But what is next for Baltimore? Let's read this article here on ESPN about what they said are the 7 things that go on. Let's see what by the way, I don't know, what is this saying? Said he was searching for the next Pro Football Hall of Fame coach. The dismissal of Harbaugh came 2 days after the loss to the Steelers. Following a comprehensive evaluation of the season and the overall direction of our organization, I decided to make a change at head coach. Bisciotti said it was an incredibly difficult decision. The Ravens are moving in a direction at a time when Harbaugh didn't achieve as much postseason success as he did earlier in his career. During his 8 seasons with 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson, Harbaugh won 3 playoff games. He never got past the AFC Championship game. They did lose because of the Zay Flowers fumble. The Ravens became the first preseason Super Bowl favorite to not make the playoffs. Wow, according to ESPN research. And honestly, I can't disagree. I had the Ravens winning 14 games in my preseason predictions this year. I thought they were going to run away with the AFC, be the #1 team. And here we are now. They didn't make the playoffs because of a missed field goal from Tyler Lue. Harbaugh said, well, I was hoping for a different kind of message on my last day here someday, but that day has come today. Harbaugh said in a statement, it comes with disappointment, certainly, but more with gratitude and appreciation. Good answer. Why would the Ravens make this move? What other moves could be on the horizon? That's a good question. Let's see. Though members of the coaching staff didn't know their future at the time of Harbaugh's firing, the expectation is that the Ravens will have a complete makeover, especially on offense. One source close to Harbaugh said it's time for a reset. Very interesting. I'm wondering who the names that they really believe could be. How much of a shock is this in the locker room? One player summed this up as surprised but not shocked. I'm stunned right now. Lamar Jackson, I'm still trying to process what's going on. Running Derrick Henry and Ronnie Stanley gave a resounding vote of confidence to Harbaugh. They expressed their love, but what can you do when the team underperforms? Was Harbaugh ready to move on? Was this a mutual decision? John is at peace with the decision. He believes this is best for all parties. I mean, what is he going to say to the media? That's kind of what I tend to think. What will this mean for Jackson and his future? Wow. Baltimore's salary cap figure jumps to $74.5 million this offseason. Wow. But that's before they sign Lamar to a new deal. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Who could the Ravens possibly want? That's a good thing. Cliff Kingsbury is an offensive guy. Checks the boxes that they're looking for. I would not hate that. He did so well when it was Jaden Daniels, but if you remember, he was also the head coach, I believe, in Arizona with Kyler at the beginning of that trial. It feels like, is Cliff just going to make his rounds around these rushing quarterbacks on 2 to 3 year stints? Defensive coordinators, Vance Joseph and Brian Flores, could be tone setters, but at the same time, that's not really the offensive mind that they're looking. How attractive is this job to candidates? I mean, it's got to be one of the best, right? You're going from a team, like if you're looking at all the other teams like Tennessee, Arizona, Vegas, Cleveland, right? Those are not teams that have the expectations of literally making the Super Bowl next year. This is probably the only win-now job. The definite win-now job that's available right now. The Ravens is probably the only one that I would consider that. Baltimore needs talent at a few spots, such as a pass rusher and offensive line. You mean like the 2 most important parts to me in building a team is your D-line and offensive line? I wouldn't say that's just, a few spots. They dealt with so many injuries this year and could not get back from it. There's a reason they were favored to be the Super Bowl champions in the beginning of the year and didn't make the playoffs. It was due to defensive injuries and inconsistencies all around. Yeah, this is without question the best job on the market. I completely agree. You might look at a team like the Raiders or the Giants and say because of the ability that you have to build the team around those young guys they already have, maybe that's more attractive for a longer tenured coach. But for a win now, it doesn't get much better than Baltimore. Harbaugh is going to get another coach immediately, right? If he wants one, yes. The 6 other teams with head coaching openings have been surveying a field of candidates that think most people, yeah. I would not be surprised if Harbaugh ended up as the as the New York Giants head coach next year. I can't lie. That's kind of what I see the most. Sneaky pick, by the way, if they're willing to pay him a lot of money. I would not be surprised to see Harbaugh stay in the division and go to Cleveland. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like Cleveland could use a Harbaugh kind of energy there to revamp everything. Now, I will say, I don't know how him and Jim Schwartz would coexist, so I know that a lot of Browns fans want Jim Schwartz to be their head coach, but I would not be surprised if Cleveland threw a bunch of money at Harbaugh and said, please be our head coach for the next couple of years. But I did want to report on the breaking news, Ravens firing head coach John Harbaugh after obviously a disappointing loss to my Pittsburgh Steelers, all off of a field goal. Who knows, if Tyler Loop hits that field goal, Baltimore has a chance to beat Houston next week. Who knows if Harbaugh gets fired if just one kick goes differently. It's crazy to think about the trajectory of the NFL off of a couple missed kicks and what the difference in jobs, all the stuff around, the teams. The organization might be going in a complete different direction all because of one missed field goal.